Come one, come all, and welcome to Tea Time with T-Cross.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of Tea Time with T-Cross. If you're watching on YouTube, you see I have a different setup. That is because certain circumstances are not allowing me at my house. Some shit to do with COVID, but so I'm staying at Karen's place indefinitely. So I usually record late at night. I can't do that here because we're in an apartment, and I'm not an animal like the people that live underneath us. So I'm recording during the day when Soph is at her dad's and Karen's at work. So I'm trying to make it work here as best I can. But as you can see, I got some shameless plugs in the front there. I got my CBD, my Freeze Sleeve, my Kratom. I will put my link tree in the description of the video. I put all my sponsors, my YouTube page, my merch page. I just started a merch page. You can get a pillow. All you pregos out there listening, you can get a onesie for your baby. So get on that. Notebooks, laptop covers, phone cases, all this stuff. It's really cool. A couple people bought some stuff already, which I am eternally grateful for. Thank you, guys. So Karen and Soph left some notes for me. Here we got Tea Time with T-Cross official studio here. We got TOM there, which my fat head is blocking. And then we got, I knocked that one down. It said Sophia and Karen was here. He. And there was another one that I couldn't get to stay. It said, Tom Crossan is the best podcaster ever. Which I agree with. Especially now that Rogan's podcasts are no longer on iTunes, and I will not download Spotify. I understand it's free and whatnot, but I've listened to about 600 episodes. And the episodes that I listen to on iTunes don't transfer to Spotify, so I don't know which ones I don't remember which ones I listened to. If he would have kept his episodes on iTunes, then I could have just gone to Spotify and delete the ones I listened to already, but that's not the case. He took them all off of iTunes, and I'm sad. Because now I won't be listening anymore. I'm lying. I probably will eventually download Spotify and listen, because he gets great guests, and I've just always been a big Joe Rogan fan. But anyway, so let's start off with some good news. I've had a really good week, which is rare for me. I'm just feeling good, which, again, is rare for me. So I almost brought back the Asshole of the Week song this week. Is this sun, like, blaring in my face here? I might have to fix this. Excuse me. Sorry, I had the damn sun right in my eye. So I almost had an Asshole of the Week. Excuse me. So I get my insurance through the marketplace, through the government, and I got really good coverage this year. And I had tax credits because of the amount of money I was making last year to kind of help me pay for my insurance. And it was about 72% of my insurance payment was covered through tax credits. So then when I'm applying for my 2021 coverage, I had to update that I got a new job and was making more money. Not a whole lot more, but definitely more. And at the end of the application, it took everything, no more tax credits. I'm like, what the fuck? So I was trying to figure out what was going on with that, so I called the insurance, like the company, the government agency or whatever, GetEnrolled.nj. I called them, and I asked the woman, and she says, essentially, I don't know, call AmeriHealth, which is the company that I'm insured by. And I'm like, okay, thanks. And then I hang up, and I'm like, and I knew she was full of shit, but she also wasn't going to help me. But I'm like, all right, let me give it a shot. Why would an insurance company be giving me tax credits? I don't pay taxes to the insurance company. So whatever, I called the insurance company, waited on hold for 45 minutes, got to somebody, and she said, yeah, I don't know why she told you that. We don't give out tax credits, but I can transfer you to the market, like the federal marketplace, which is who did the insurance last year. But this year, the state of New Jersey, at least, was taking over the marketplace. So she transferred me there, and I was on hold for another 15 minutes. So I hit 1 hour on the phone, and I said, fuck this, I'm doing it tomorrow. I'm not one of those people that will stay on hold for 3-4 hours. I don't give a fuck. I'd rather not be insured than stay on hold for 5 hours getting it figured out. So the next day I called back, and I got a different person. And I told her my situation, and she goes, yep, we get this all the time, and it's almost always one question on your application that you answered incorrectly. And I was like, interesting, because I called yesterday, and the woman I spoke to yesterday said, I don't know, call somebody else. And the woman on the phone was like, do you remember her name? Like, all seriously, like, I'm going to get that bitch fired. I was like, I'm not trying to get anybody fired. I'm just letting you know that you are a lot more helpful than whoever I spoke to yesterday. But I didn't remember her name anyway, so no. So she goes into my application. She goes, yep, you answered this question incorrectly. So she changes it and then submits the application, and then immediately tax credits show up. Not as many tax credits as I got last year, which I was expecting because I make more money this year, but it still cut my premium in more than half. But my payment this year is about double what my payment was last year, which is okay because I will have my car paid off, so I won't have a car payment next year. So I'll be okay paying double for the insurance because I had really good insurance. My broken arm in the hospital stay, the cast, all that stuff cost me $600, which isn't all that bad. All my follow-up doctor visits, my X-rays and whatnot, fully covered. When I got sick earlier in the year, my doctor visit fully covered. My medicine cost me like $6 to get better. So I have really good coverage. So I'm totally okay paying for twice, because I was barely paying shit for it last year because I made dick at the deer control place. But I will have my car paid off for one reason. One, I'm making I guess more than one reason. I'm making a lot more money, so I have a lot more money saved up. I'm saving because me and Karen are looking to buy a house, and I want to have enough money to, help out because she makes a lot more money than I do. But so I got a bunch of money saved up, and my car is inching closer and closer towards 100,000 miles because of how much I'm driving with Uber. So I'm going to pay that off and then have no car payment. And then next summer, I'm buying a Tesla. I don't give a fuck. Teslas are fucking awesome. Awesome. I love Teslas. I love Elon Musk. So I'm going to buy one. I already designed it. I have it saved. And I just want to save up a little bit more money before I buy it. No gas. Dude, I spend like $80 a week on gas because I'm driving like 150 to 200 miles a day doing Uber. It's fucking crazy. But what else I got here? So I've been gambling on sports, which I usually suck at, but lately I have been killing it, picking the fights. I've been doing some parlay bets on the NFL where I'm betting like all the heavy favorites to win, and then they do, and then I triple my money, which is awesome. I never really got into parlays and all that specific shit until I noticed Santiago doing it on his Instagram. He does it with boxing because boxing is corrupt and he follows all that shit. So that's been cool. However, I did lose a bet yesterday, and I'm really fucking pissed about it. So college basketball is back. I like college basketball. I do not like the NBA. So I was watching Kentucky play the other day, and I think they're ranked 20th in the country. And they played the University of, I think it was Richmond, Virginia, who was not ranked at all. And Kentucky got their asses whooped. So 2 days later, they're playing Kansas, which is one of my favorite teams. And they're ranked, I think, 7th in the country. And the website I use doesn't place straight bets on college basketball games. They only do the point spread. And the point spread was 3.5 points. And Kansas was the favorite. So I bet Kansas to win by more than 3.5. So they need to win by 4 or more. I thought it was a fucking easy bet based on how I watched Kentucky play against Richmond. So I'm watching the game, and for those of you that know basketball, at the end of the game, the team that's losing by a couple points will foul the other team intentionally to stop the clock and try and get the ball back so that they can score and, put the other team on the free throw line. If they missed a free throw, they get the rebound. Now they get the ball back without the other team scoring points. Kansas, in the last minute on these fouls, missed 3 fucking free throws. They ended up winning by 3. If they would have made one more free throw, I would have won by 4, and I would have won $100. But I did not win because this fucking college assholes could not make a fucking free throw at the end of the game. Who would have thunk it? Is what it is. Excuse me. So, more good news that happened this week. I went to the virtual reality place with Karen and Soph yesterday. So it's Thursday when I'm recording this, Thursday morning. So we went last, I guess, in the afternoon. So we've gone there before, and they have this boxing game, this Creed Glory boxing game, whatever the fuck it's called, like Creed from the Rocky movies. And you can either play the computer or you can play somebody else that's in your group that you're playing with. So Karen and Soph wanted to play something else, but I was like, I'm going directly to boxing. And I had this idea of doing a couple of the boxing fights, then finding a shooting game, because we usually play like dodgeball. There's what the fuck's a climbing game where you with your hand things you climb, and then if you fall it's terrifying. But we usually play those games, but I wanted to play a game where I shot something, like I want to shoot something. So I played the boxing game. So I played, I forget who I played with the first time. I think I played with Michael B. Jordan's Adonis Creed character. Won a couple fights, but then I wanted to do Rocky versus Apollo. And I picked Rocky because why the fuck wouldn't I pick Rocky? And I could not beat Apollo Creed in this boxing game. And it was fucking pissing me off. Because at the end of every fight, they have your stats. So, and when they knock you down, you gotta kind of like use your hands to run back and get back into your body. So at the end of every fight, the stats were very similar, and it was pissing me off. I think I did it 4 times, and I couldn't beat Apollo Creed with Rocky. So then I beat Adonis Creed with Rocky, and then I went and played something else. So the stats at the end were like 68 punches landed for me, 9 punches landed for Apollo Creed with 4 knockdowns. I'm like, I mean, it's been a while since I've seen the Rocky movies, but does Rocky hit like a bitch? And I thought, like, the whole idea of Rocky was that he was super fucking tough. Like, I don't know. But then I was looking for a game where I could shoot something. So I don't know exactly how many games they got, but they're in alphabetical order. So I'm scrolling down, and I see a dude with a bow and arrow. And I was like, let me play this game. It's called Elven Assassin. So you sit in like a guard tower, and there's several different places that you can go to. You shoot an arrow at one of the other spots, and it'll teleport you there. So you're guarding your town, I guess you would call it, and these orcs or cave trolls or whatever you would call them. I guess it's supposed to be based off Lord of the Rings. So these orcs are flying at you, and you have to, with your right hand, you click the back button to grab the arrow, and then you pull back and you aim and you shoot these orcs, I guess, with arrows. and then every time one of them gets into your building because you couldn't hit them or you didn't kill them, it takes 5% off of your building's health. So I'm playing this game, and they have what's in the game what's called waves. So like the first wave of orcs come, and then the second wave. And I think by myself I was getting to like the 9th wave or something. But playing by yourself, it was fucking impossible because eventually, it's like the 3rd or 4th wave, one arrow doesn't kill these motherfuckers. So you have to hit them twice. But if you hit them if you hit them in the head, they die. But if you hit them and they don't die, they will then throw an axe at you. And then you have to duck down or move out of the way of it. But while you're ducking and moving, the rest of them are running. So you're like, it's hard. So then Karen and Soph eventually were like, hey, let's all play a game together. I was like, I'm playing Elven Assassin until we leave. If you want to play a game with me, join Elven Assassin, but I will be in Elven Assassin until I leave this fucking VR place. And they're like, okay. So then the 3 of us were playing, and I had so much motherfucking fun. It was unbelievable. Immediately afterwards, I told Karen, I'm like, we are getting an Oculus. I'm going to play Elven Assassin again. And she was like, no. If we get an Oculus, I will never talk to you again. You will be in virtual reality playing Elven Assassin until the day you die. And I'm like, you are correct. So you can also play Elven Assassin with me, but we only talk about the orcs that are attacking us. We don't talk about work or whatever the fuck else. We talk Elven Assassin all damn day. So that is what our relationship will be built on from here on out, is Elven Assassin. Something else interesting happened this week, and it's been hugely helpful. I think it's part of the reason why I've been feeling so good lately. I don't know why I didn't do it earlier. I unfollowed Trump on Facebook. So relaxing. So relaxing. Just not seeing his nonsense on my newsfeed all day. And I apologize to everybody else on my Facebook because I used to share Donald Trump's Facebook video posts. I guess they're his Twitter posts that are connected to his Facebook. I used to share them all the time. So I'm sorry for dwindling away your guys' mental health. But the camera just beeped, so I gotta go restart it. All right, I'm back. So yeah, unfollowing Donald Trump, amazing. So I suggest you all do that. 'Cause I know people follow him just to see how ridiculous it is, and it's absolutely ridiculous. But it's draining. Speaking of Trump, though, apparently he released a 47-minute speech where he talked about election fraud. And someone else close to the Donald Trump campaign, William Barr, came out and said, there's no evidence of election fraud. And Donald Trump has already talked about pardoning Rudy Giuliani, both of his sons, or 2 of his sons, because he's got more than 2. 2 of his sons, but like he's already talked about pardoning everybody in his campaign. It's like, well, if you didn't do anything wrong, you didn't do anything illegal, why do you need to pardon your sons and Rudy? So I'm really interested to see what happens with that. But something else interesting / good happened this week. When I was dealing with my insurance stuff and I got it figured out, I told Karen, what I was going to be paying per month. And she says to me, why don't we, what were the words she used? I forget exactly what she said, but she was like, why don't we just do like a quick marriage? And I can put you on my insurance that I get through the hospital. It'll cost me like $10 a week to add somebody else onto it. And I said no. So I'm just not ready to commit. I'm sorry, babe. If I'm gonna get married, I want a fucking party. There will be no wedding until COVID is over and we can plan a fucking rager. I understand the sentiment. It was cute, but it's not that much that I'm going to be paying. But I did get some bad news this week. So I don't remember if I talked about it on the podcast, but a couple weeks ago I went to jiu-jitsu, and on the ride home, my chest was just fucking killing me. I'm like, that's weird. So, I took a couple days off from the gym. When I get cleared to train, I'm fucking training every day. So I took a couple days off and then went back. But in those days that I was taking off, it was just bothering me all day long. No matter what I was doing, it was just hurting. And then there was some days where a couple times in the day where I couldn't pull my shoulders back because it was hurting here. So I would fucking ram it back and force it back, and my chest would pop, and then I would still be in pain, but I'd feel better. And that would happen every day, at least once a day. So 2 weeks go by, went back in the gym. I said, fuck it, it'll just get better, whatever. 2 weeks go by, still fucking hurts, getting worse. So I finally man up and I go to the doctor, which I hate doing. And I tell him what happened, and, he runs like an EKG to make sure it's not my actual heart, just to be safe. And, get some blood work done. And, he says, it looks like what was it? It didn't tear, pull. You pulled a muscle in your, the muscle that is lining your sternum or your rib cage or whatever. And I was like, fucking A. Another injury added to the list. So I think I went to the doctor, what's today, Wednesday? I think I went on Monday. Yeah, I went Monday. So he told me to just take ibuprofen, don't do any training for a week, and just, heat your chest put it like a heating pad on your chest for 20 minutes at a time. So Tuesday night I went to the gym. I was like, I'll just take it light, hit the bag. I can't take it light. I just, something's wrong up here. So Tuesday night I was in a lot of fucking pain again. I was like, all right, maybe I should fully listen to the doctor, because I'm taking the ibuprofen. I'm heating the chest, but it still hurts. It's feeling better though, so a lot better. So hopefully by Sunday I can be good to go for sparring. All right, let's get into the nitty gritty here. Vaccines. You people just don't want to get back to normal. You want to keep doing this and then complain that it's not fair. I did a poll on my Instagram. If they promised to get the world completely back to normal, would you take a vaccine? And more than half the people that responded to the poll said no. Here's the way I look at it with a vaccine. It's a win-win. You either take it and we can get back to normal, or you die and you don't have to deal with this bullshit anymore. I prefer the latter. I mean, this whole anti-vax thing is so exhausting. It's really exhausting. Just take the fucking thing. Oh, it causes autism. Would you rather have your child be autistic or dead? I understand that, dying isn't a definite, but neither is getting autism. There is actually no evidence of autism being caused by vaccines. I'm sure, vaccines can, distort some people, but at way lower of a rate than people die from not being vaccinated. 85% of the people that died of the flu in 2019 were not vaccinated. 85%. And I think there was 80 some odd thousand people. And whenever I say that stat, people go, well, 15% did, so it's still possible. You'd rather you place a bet on a 15% than an 85? That doesn't seem to make much sense. I want to get the vaccine as soon as possible. I don't give a fuck. I'm done. I'm over this shit. One of my friends was taking it, took it over the weekend because he works in a hospital, so I haven't reached out to him yet. But I would like to. It's so exhausting. Just take the fucking vaccine. Bill Gates is not the devil. All right? I don't understand when the switch went from we listen to the people that dedicate their lives to medicine to YouTubers. I don't get it. And I mean, I'm not a fucking doctor. You're not a fucking doctor. The fucking people on YouTube are not doctors. When did the distrust of doctors come in? Look, it's not 100% of that. Nobody said it is. Nobody said that any part of medicine is 100%. That's why they call it a practice. There's a bunch of testing, and here's another thing about this vaccine that people don't tend to get. Oh, vaccines usually take years to test and come out with. That's absolutely true. Most vaccines are not entirely by the entire medical community are being focused on. The entire medical community is focused on this COVID thing. Whereas with the flu, it's like, you can do that. I'm going to work on cancer. Everybody is working on the COVID vaccine. So, yeah, it's going to come out quicker. I don't care. I want to take it. I don't give a fuck. And I had somebody tell me the other day, it's not that bad, not that many people die from it. And something that I'm really fucking sick of seeing is it has a 99.997 survival rate. And people don't understand how numbers work. So not that many people died. Worldwide deaths are at 1.5 million. $1.5 million people died from it. Oh, not that many people. I'd say that's a lot of fucking people. So if you look in the United States, we have 14 million cases, 274,000 deaths. Now, mathematically, and here's why people get the number wrong. Because mathematically, if you do 274,000 divided by 14 million, you get 0.019. Let's just say 0.02. So people think that means 0.02%. How percents work with decimals, 0.02 means 2%. If everybody in the United States got it and we have a 2% death rate, that's 6 million people. 6 million. That's not that much in the grand scheme of that's 6 million people. Now, worldwide, 1.5 million people died. It's not that bad. Would you be saying it's not that bad if your mother died, if your grandmother died, if several of your family members died of it? No, it's pretty fucking bad. I mean, my girlfriend works in she's a nurse. She witnesses what is happening to these fucking people. It's pretty fucking bad. Now, just because you got it and you recovered because you're a young person doesn't mean it's not bad. 1.5 million people. Just take the fucking vaccine, you piece of shit, you selfish animal. Jesus Christ. Aliens. This monolith thing is creepy. Creepy as fuck. So, this monolith showed up in the desert in Utah. I think it was Utah. So apparently on Google Maps, you can like go back several years. So I read this article. This guy, was researching this monolith thing, and it was there in 2016, according to Google Maps. I don't fucking know. It's an article I read. I have no idea. But it was just found by some like wildlife team that was researching some sort of animal that travels through the desert, and they saw this reflecting thing. So they came down, they saw it, and it was a fucking crazy monolith. Couple days later, it's fucking gone. It's gone, nowhere to be found. The only thing that was left was this. Then a couple days later after that, it reappeared in Romania. This guy. In Romania. What is happening? They just came out earlier this year and admitted that they found a spaceship made of material not from this Earth. And now a monolith is showing up. Why is nobody concerned? I understand it's 2020, all this crazy shit's happening, but why is no one concerned? What the fuck is going on? Speaking of aliens and COVID, the actor that played Darth Vader in the original trilogy died of COVID. You guys are saying it's not that bad. It fucking took out Darth Vader. Take the fucking vaccine. So we went through some good stuff to start the podcast. Now I want to get into some bad stuff. Some violent thoughts. Who in the fuck puts eggs in a salad? Nope. That ain't it, cuz no type of egg belongs in a salad. Whenever two things that taste good are put in each other and it disgusts me, it just reminds me of this episode of Full House. Back in the day where Michelle, the little girl, was trying to get some badge for her Girl Scouts or whatever the fuck she was in. And she had to make something, and she kept making, like, I like mayonnaise, I like olives. Let's put them together and call it mayonnaise olive ice cream. And Uncle Jesse said, you don't have to put two things you like together. That's crazy. I like eggs. I like salad. They don't go together. Would you put salad dressing on top of your eggs in the morning? Nope. And it wasn't even scrambled eggs where I can figure out a way to get through this. But it was hard-boiled eggs. And it wasn't like, hey, do you want eggs in your salad? It was just like, hey, I want a Caesar salad, no chicken. Got it. Comes with hard-boiled eggs. The violent thoughts that went through my brain over the person who first decided to put fucking hard-boiled eggs in a salad. You're an animal. You are an animal. All right. Speaking of violent thoughts, I had a very violent dream the other day. So on Mondays, I deliver the frozen bread that I discussed. And the first store I deliver it to orders a fuckload of bread. So he pays my boss a lot of money. So I got to fucking open the boxes for the guy and help him put it away in the freezer. So I bring a box cutter just to make, I guess a pocket knife, whatever you call it. So I had a dream the other night that I cut my finger really bad trying to open the box and then bled all over the bread. And the guy at the store that I was helping picked up a piece of bread and he threw it at me. And then I proceeded to beat the man to death inside the freezer while all of his employees watched. I mean, I don't know what that means. What is that all about? I woke up and I was like, whoa. That was pretty cool. Rudy Giuliani. This guy is something else. So as I'm as I'm talking here, I'm going in post to put the video here of him blowing his nose at a press conference, standing very closely to a lot of other people, none of which are wearing masks. He blows his nose and then folds it outwards. So like, you usually blow and then fold it in. He blew and then flipped it outwards and then proceeded to wipe his whole face and bald head with boogers. I mean, this guy's a fucking disgusting mongoloid pig. And then at the other press conference, his hair color was leaking down his face. Ding, ding, ding. I mean, why are you even using hair color? How old is he? How old is Rudy Giuliani? He's got to be up there, no? Rudy Giuliani. He's got to be almost 80. Yeah, he's 76. Why are you still using hair dye? And this guy has gained an obscene amount of weight. I mean, I'm one to talk. I've gained a bunch of weight too, but he's gained more. So I forgot to mention this. I just had it written here. The good girl of the week from the customer service. I had a good guy of the week too that I forgot to mention earlier. I don't know why I separated those in my sheet here. So I hit a deer a couple weeks ago. I told you guys about it, and cracked my side mirror. Luckily, that was the only damage I got, but my side mirror is cracked. So I go to AutoZone to buy a side mirror, and the guy goes, "Do you have a heated mirror?" I mean, I don't know dick about cars. I was like, no. I don't know how I would know if I have heated mirrors before. I've never changed them. I have no fucking idea. I guess now that little symbol with the square with the little squigglies on it, I guess that means it's heated. I don't know dick about cars. I pay other people to fix cars. I don't know shit. So the piece comes in. I go to change the mirror, and the back has like these two plugs that go into it. I guess that's where the heat goes into it. I was like, motherfucker. So I go back to AutoZone and I say, hey, I don't know dick about cars. I bought a non-heated mirror. I needed a heated mirror. She's like, okay, no problem. So he goes through the system and he returns the one that I bought and then ordered a new one. And then he gives me the receipt and he was like, all right, we'll call you when it's in. I was like, and I look at the receipt and the heated mirror was like $18 more. I was like, so I'll just pay when I come in? He goes, no, you're good. I just didn't even exchange. I'm like, my fucking man. Dabbing on the haters. Fuck yeah. It's weird having good things happen to me. I kind of don't like when I start feeling good because I know I'm just bound to crash. But until then, whee, I'm riding. All right, let's get into some sports. Steve Cohen, the new owner of the Mets. I love him. I love what he's doing with the team. I love the way he talks about the team. I love him. So he responds to fans on Twitter all the time. I got banned from Twitter. I can't talk to him on Twitter. So I try to find him on Instagram, and I find this page. It's not verified or anything, but I thought for sure that this was him because he had not an absurd amount of followers, but enough to where I thought it was him. Fucking A. How long ago was I talking to this guy? There's no way it was 4 weeks ago. Oh, wait, did he block me? Oh, shit, he might have blocked me. That'd be hilarious. Oh, yeah, because I started fucking with him with using Mets quotes. He blocked me. So Yeah, I can't even go to his page, but he had something like 12,000 followers, and the description of his page was like, essentially how he got rich. So I said, "Hey, is this the real Steve Cohen? I'd love to have you on my podcast." So he goes, "Yes, I'd love to have a word with you first if you don't mind." I said, "Okay." And he goes, "How you doing?" And I said, "I'm doing well. I love what you're doing with the Mets." And he goes, "Cool, thanks. What country are you chatting from?" I'm like, "The United States?" And he goes, "I work here in a Mets.com company and also in investing, and it has been pretty good. What about you?" I'm like, this is fucking weird. So then he goes, "Have you ever thought about investing and earning extra cash on a weekly basis with a minimum amount of investment?" So I said, "Nope. Was just hoping to talk to you about the Mets like you do with fans on Twitter, but I guess not." And then he goes, "We have weekly trade, monthly, and yearly trade, depending on your choice, and I get 10% during withdrawal of any trade I manage. Also, I ensure my investors earn good profit on a weekly basis because I know when and where to place a trade at a particular moment in order to maximize profit gain." And I didn't answer him. I'm like, this isn't fucking Steve Cohen. Fucking billionaire wouldn't be wasting his bullshit time with me. So then, like, a week or so later, I said, "Do you want to hang by the quarry and throw things down there?" And he goes, "I don't understand you, dude." And then I said, "What kind of bear is best?" And then he didn't answer me, and I said, "The answer is black bear, believe it or not." And then he blocked me. So I really thought I had Steve Cohen there for a hot second, but I didn't. MMA type stuff, I'm sick and tired of seeing fighters post their conspiracy theories about COVID. Turns out getting punched in the head for a living does not make you the smartest person. I saw somebody compare a conspiracy theory to Santa Claus the other day. It was like kids talking to each other, and they were like, do you think mom and dad are Santa Claus?" And they were like, "Do you know how many people would have to be involved for it to be a conspiracy? We're saying, like, do you know how many people would have to keep quiet for Santa to be a conspiracy? Nah, Santa's real." Like, I mean, come on. Come the fuck on. Like, Jessica I the other day posted a picture of a bridge, and it said, "This bridge is 99.97% safe. I think I'd rather swim." And then she ended up deleting it because people were calling her out for it. If you're going to post some retarded bullshit, just at least own it and keep it up and say fuck you to people that disagree with you. But, I mean, you're a fucking idiot. Absolute fucking idiot. Yeah. So Clarissa Shields, undefeated boxing phenom, has come over to MMA. She signed with the PFL. Is my camera off now? Or is it still going? Because I haven't heard it beep. But it's definitely been a while. Fuck. Yep, it is off. God damn it. I didn't hear it beep. I wonder how long it's been not recording for. If it's been several minutes, I apologize to those people on YouTube. God damn it, because I was doing put stuff here and here. Fuck me. Anyway, Clarissa Shields signed with the PFL. She said, several years ago, I need it, before I come over to MMA, I'm going to need a couple years to, train jiu-jitsu and whatnot. But she's had some boxing fights in recent years, so I don't know if she's been doing jiu-jitsu and the wrestling and whatnot. But she's going with the PFL. So she might end up fighting Kayla Harrison, which will not be good news for her. But Zabit and Yair got canceled again. This is the new Khabib versus Tony. And I'm frustrated by it because that's one, that's a fight I want to see, and two, Zabit, there's some fucking dude screaming outside. I don't know if you can hear it. Zabit should be next up for a title, but he keeps getting held up with Yair. He hasn't fought. So Yair is really fucking Zabit here, and it's pissing me off. And they asked Dana White about it at the press conference the other night, and he said, I don't think Yair is going to fight anytime soon. And then they said, is he hurt? He goes, nope. And he goes, well, why are you being so vague? What's going on? And he goes, it's none of our business. He didn't say it's none of your business. He said it's none of our business. So I'm really curious as to what's going on with Yair. Maybe he got arrested and they took away like his Visa card or what, like he can't travel. Who the fuck knows? But I mean, Dana said they'll release it when they release it. So I have a feeling something's going on in the country that he's in and he can't get out of it or some crazy shit. But that fight won't be happening, and I'm really upset about it. But Mike Tyson and Roy Jones fought this weekend, and it went better than expected. I thought Tyson was going to gas out after the first round or two, and then Roy Jones was just going to jab him to death for the rest of the fight. But it was relatively competitive for the whole fight. They went 8 rounds. It appeared that Tyson had the better gas tank than Roy, which was surprising. And then they called it a draw, which was horseshit, because Tyson clearly won the fight. And I'm glad that they went out and they fought. They didn't do that bullshit, pitter-patter sparring shit. They actually fought each other. I don't think they were really trying to knock each other out, but Tyson was fucking swinging. They landed some big punches. So that was cool. But fucking Vinny Paz was one of the judges that the WBC brought in because the commission didn't bring in judges, the WBC did. And Vinny Paz, for those of you that don't know, set a record for not landing a single punch in a round when he fought Roy Jones. I believe it was in 1995. So he's probably like, yes, sir, Mr. Jones, whatever you say goes. I don't want any problems. You win every round. He gave every round to Roy Jones. Fucking criminal. Insane. But yeah, and now they're and Tyson immediately afterwards was like, yeah, I want to do it again. But Roy Jones was like, I don't know. I'll talk to my wife. We'll see what's going on. So I don't think that's going to happen. But now Holyfield came out and said that he wants a trilogy with Tyson. Look, man, if Mike Tyson's fighting, I'm in. I am in. But Jake Paul fought Nate Robinson, killed him, absolutely murdered him, and then called out Conor McGregor. So I'm going to be honest here with Jake Paul. I have turned into a complete hater. A complete and utter actual hater. And here's what I mean by that. There's a line in a rap song. Rapper's name is Swizz. Not Swizz Beats, Swizz. He has a song that says, I don't have haters, only fans in denial. And that's what I mean by hater. Because I can't seem to see something that Jake Paul is doing or an interview he's in and scroll past it. He's so alluring. He just has this appeal to him that I want him to fail, but I can't stop watching what he's doing. Like, I watch his music videos. Like, it's fucking weird, man. It's really fucking weird. I think he's a douche. I mean, he's fucking worth like $50 million, and he was caught stealing some shit during the riots in Los Angeles after the George Floyd thing. I mean, he's a fucking scumbag. I mean, the FBI raided his house, and they found a bunch of illegal weapons, and then nothing happened from it. And he's like, oh, I'm 2-0 in boxing. Conor McGregor's 0-1. You fought a YouTuber and a tiny NBA player. Conor would literally murder him. And as far as Jake Paul's boxing abilities, he's definitely better than Logan, but he's not all that impressive. He's not. I mean, he's relatively big, so obviously he's gonna punch hard. But mean, he's only been training 2 years. He's definitely got some talent. He's definitely going to get better. He will be very good one day. But right now, he doesn't have all that much talent. He didn't look that great. I mean, the knockout punch, he was looking, maybe it wasn't the knockout, but one of the knockdowns, he's looking at the floor. And not like one of those, where you're going for the overhand and, just by sheer force, your head goes down. He's literally like looking at the floor behind him. He's not looking even remotely towards where he's throwing a punch. So I'm not impressed by your performance. Wasn't impressed. But I respect the hustle. I respect the grind. He's out there training. That shit I can respect. But you don't... If he fights an actual fighter, he's going to get hurt. He's going to get really hurt, like Nate Robinson did. You don't play boxing. Nate Robinson just saying, "Oh, I want to try this." No. People get hurt doing this shit. People that actually train to know how to defend themselves get hurt doing this shit. And oh my God, Snoop fucking Dogg should never commentate combat sports again. And then people are like, "Oh, he was funny though." It's not funny when Nate Robinson is face planted down on the floor and he's cracking jokes. Somebody is really fucking hurt out there, and he's from the hood, he'll be fine. He'll walk it off. He'll walk it off? He's going to the hospital, you fucking jerk off. I don't know, I did not like. A lot of people really enjoyed him, but I mean, I think he used to do the Tuesday Night Contender Series with Uriah Faber, and it's just, it ain't it, bro. Shut the fuck up. But let's look at the Anthony Smith card. Anthony Smith looked really good. I had money on him to win, and I decided to do that last minute. Because the guy that he was fighting against was like, I just lost my mother-in-law, I'm doing this for her, and I was like, oh, fuck. So I was kind of worried. But Rachel Ostovich got finished by kicks to the liver, which I was happy about. Yeah, she's hot and whatnot, but just judging by her Instagram, she's an idiot, and she's a fucking asshole. So Rachel Ostovich and her big titties can fuck all the way off. Congrats to Gina Mazzani. The homie, Bill Algeo, local guy, finally got his opportunity in the UFC. Over the summer, he fought Ricardo Lamas on a few days' notice after fighting on the Contender Series. And he had a beautiful performance, 30-27 against Spike Carlisle. Congrats to Bill. And then he called out Giga Chikadze. I think that's how it's pronounced. Giga Chikadze, who is on fire right now. He's won a bunch in a row. Let me see. Giga Chikadze. Let's see if he's got a Wikipedia. He does. He's won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row. And 5 in the UFC. 2 outside the UFC. I'm down. I'm in. I like Bill's fighting style. I like Giga's fighting style. That would be a fun fight. I would like to watch it. So congrats to you, Bill. And then the last 2 fights, I put a parlay bet, and that's where I won all my money for the night. I bet on Bill as well, and he was an underdog, so he won me some money. So thank you. But Miguel Baeza, I didn't recognize the name, but then when they were showing his highlight clips, and they showed his knockout of Matt Brown, I was like, I'm putting money on that guy. And then I decided to parlay it with Anthony Smith. So I made a bunch of money there. But Miguel Baeza, this dude is a fucking animal. 170, handsome as all hell, finisher. He won a Dana White Contender Series, got a contract, and then he's got 3 finishes in the UFC, one of which is against Matt fucking Brown. And then Anthony Smith came in with a triangle, and he looked good. He looked really good, and I was happy to see him win. I really like that guy, but he scares the ever-living shit out of me. When he knocks you down and he's in the videos and he's just on top of those fucking hammer fists. Ugh, fucking, he's terrifying. Absolutely horrifying. And then this weekend, we got Jack Hermanson, who has had now a third opponent for this fight. And he's like, yeah, whatever. Don't give a fuck. So he was originally supposed to fight Darren Till. Darren Till's got knee problems, pulled out. So then Kevin Holland, who just fought, was going to step up. He tested positive for COVID. So now they gave the fight to Marvin Vettori, who I'm not a fan of because he just beat Carl. But, so on the betting line, they have Jack Hermanson as an underdog. So you better fucking believe I put money on that. He is a fucking beast. Absolute beast, Jack Hermanson. So I think Jack runs through Marvin Vettori, if I'm being honest. And then OSP is coming back down to light heavyweight. Or did he come back down? Because he had a heavyweight fight. Oh, no, he did come back down. He got a KO in September. Okay, I forgot about that. So I have... And I think OSP was also an underdog. So I did a parlay that OSP and Jack Hermanson will both win. And I put $50 down, and that pays $300 back. So parlay with two underdogs. Fuck yeah. So that is, I think that's all I got. Then I got the questions. Yeah, the questions. So first I got a question on Instagram. Got one question from my buddy Swags. He said, should healthcare workers who work with COVID patients get student loan relief? Yes, absolutely. I don't think nurses and doctors should have student loans. I don't think anybody should have student loans. I think it should be, let me rephrase that. Shouldn't have death league student loans, like drowning. College should be more affordable. I don't agree with the sense that it should be free, per se, like universities and whatnot, but, I mean, some of these colleges charging $100,000 to go to their school. It's fucking criminal. I mean, and then with the loans, the interest rate is what kills you. I mean, I came out of college with $70,000 of student loans. I've paid somewhere around $48,000 back to my college, and the amount I owe went from 70 to 58. So I've paid 4 times as much money in return as has come off by now. And my calculation is, eventually the interest starts to wear off. But so by the time I will be completely paid off, I will have paid more than twice the amount of money that I originally took out for the loan. So I started at 70. By the time I'm done paid, I will have paid somewhere around $160,000 back. It's fucking crazy. And with the whole student loan thing, I want to read you this. Let's see if I can find it, because like I always say, I post a lot on Facebook. Dan Crenshaw, motherfucker that lost his eye, talked about when you say cancel student debt, you're saying a minority of people who had the advantage of obtaining a degree should have their debt paid off by hardworking taxpayers, 2/3 of whom don't have degrees themselves or already paid their own student debt off. This is immoral. And a lot of right-wingers agree. Now, it's definitely unfair. Absolutely. But changing and progressing anything in life is unfair to the people that didn't have that advantage when the change first came. Like slavery. I mean, comparing student debt to slavery, I understand the magnitude, but imagine a slave saying, I don't want to be free. That's not fair to my grandfather, who was a slave until he died. Or someone in jail saying, I don't want to be released from prison for my weed possession because it's not fair to my friend who died in prison for weed. It's fucking retarded. And I mean, I don't even know how the canceling student debt would go if just, the colleges are just going to have to bite the bullet, if the taxpayers have to pay it back. I don't know. I don't know what the idea of it is. But even if it was, wouldn't you rather your tax dollars go to helping other people than killing people in fucking the Middle East? Everybody talks about, I don't want my taxes to pay for your health care. I don't want my taxes to pay for your student loan. I don't want my taxes to pay for your welfare. Your taxes pay for bombs in the Middle East. Not a peep. I would pay more in taxes if it meant less war and more health care for everybody, not just for me, for the entire country. Everybody's like, oh yeah, Donald Trump, he puts America first. He loves the people. But then, if an idea comes out about wanting to help the American people by giving them health care, by giving them free college, by giving them a livable wage, you're like, nah, fuck that leftist commie bullshit. That doesn't make any fucking sense to me. So, in short, Brian, Swaggy, yes, to answer your question, they absolutely should get their student loans taken care of. But, so I got a couple on Facebook here. What is your favorite story to tell people you just met? It depends. If I'm drunk and we're talking about, the topic of sex comes up, I love telling the story about how I did anal with this 40-year-old woman I met on Tinder the first time I met her. That's a great story. And I might as well tell it here. Met this woman on Tinder. This was back in college. So I was 19, 20, something like that. And she was 40. Really nice body. And I messaged her right away, hey, wanna fuck? As I started all Tinder conversations. And she said, yes. I was like, cool, come on over. So she came right over immediately. And then for whatever reason, we didn't fuck right away. We were watching a movie on the couch. So then movie was over, bring her into the bedroom. We're doing our thing. I start to go down on her, and she says, wait, I have to tell you something. And I picked my head up, and I went, if you have a dick, I'm going to beat the shit out of you. And she goes, no, I'm on my period. I was like, oh, I don't give a fuck. And she's like, well, I do. I'm like, well, then where do we go from here? And she goes, you can fuck me in the ass. And I'm like, whoop, let's go. Flip you right over. Let's go. So that was the first time I ever did anal sex. It was not the first time I ate ass. That was with another young lady who changed my life forever. But, so there's that one. But then, generally, I like to tell the story about how I dominated my first fight and then got knocked out with 10 seconds left and had to go to the hospital and get staples put in my forehead. That was a fun one. And then my cousin Joe asked, what's your YouTube channel so I can subscribe? If you're watching, it's literally right below the 44 T-Cross. There you go. If you're listening, YouTube, just search 44 T-Cross. My thing will come up. Thank you to everybody that has subscribed. Is the camera still going? I think it is. I don't know what time I restarted it. Fuck. God damn it. Sorry to the YouTube folks. You know what? The battery's probably dead. That's probably why I'm not hearing the beep. Let me change the battery real quick. Fuck. I'm sorry, guys. So I will talk here while I'm changing the battery. So, talk about the situation where you said that guy was a clown. All right, so what happened was I had posted an article about the new Mike Tyson rules, how how they weren't allowed to knock each other out. And I was like, oh, this fight, if this is true, this fight's going to get stopped real quick because they're going to go out there and try and kill each other. Fucking A. I'm sorry about that, YouTube guys that are watching. But anyway, so I had posted, this fight's going to get stopped rather quickly because they're going to go out there and try and kill each other. I talked about it last week where he was saying, Jones ain't about that life. And I was like, oh, Tyson has, Jones has more knockouts and whatever. So when the fight was over, he commented back on that old post with the looking eyes, and I was like, yeah, they fought each other, went to a draw, relatively close fight, so I was right, yes. And then I posted something about Snoop Dogg, and somebody, one of my other friends commented oh, I thought he was funny, and I was like, nah, dude, that ain't it. And then he commented, you're fucking wrong about everything. If you he got good reviews. Just Google it. I'm like, I don't give a fuck what his review. What does his reviews have to do with my opinion? I think he fucking sucked. He wasn't funny. He wasn't good. So we were going back and forth, and everything that he writes, every other word is missing letters because it's all abbreviations as he said it. And then I said some pretty mean stuff to him, but I mean, you're a douche. Get the fuck off my page. Yeah, so we were going back and forth, and I was saying some stuff about how dumb he is. I was like, who helps you get dressed in the morning? Stuff like that. And then it just was escalating and escalating and escalating, and he was like, trust me, you don't want to fight with me. And I was like, dude, I will hurt you, really badly. Me and him used to do jiu-jitsu back in the day, back when I was in college. And as far as I can see, he hasn't trained in years, and I've continued training all throughout. Muay Thai, stand-up, all of it. And I was like, dude, I used to choke you out back in the day, which I really didn't. I was just kind of trying to rustle his feathers. I was like, dude, I used to choke you out back in the day. It's going to be bad. I'm going to hurt you. If you actually are trying to fight over this. And then he started calling me sweetie, and out of nowhere he was like, I'm sorry for interrupting you playing with your sex toys. I'm like, what the fuck? What? Actually, I think I screenshotted the beginning of the conversation because I didn't think it was going to go, 70, 80 comments. So he said oh yeah, Jones looked real ferocious out there. I was like, you're a fucking turd. He goes, aw, did I stop you from playing with your sex toys? And I said, did you pass 3rd grade English class? Legit question. And then he goes, hey, but FR, that was some killer hugging my man displayed. You called it. So I said, that answers my question. Thank you. And then he goes, yo, you fucking suck monkey duck at cracking jokes. So you sick dick in MMA, you suck in grappling, you suck in calling fights, you suck at thinking Snoop sucked when he got all praises. Google it, dummy. And you suck at cracking jokes. My kids say better shit. Hell, kids online say better shit. I'm starting to think you was better off swallowed or something. Fokker out. And then I said, who helps you get dressed in the morning? You legally shouldn't be allowed outside without a helmet and a supervisor. You're going to hurt yourself. And he goes, no, you're going to get fucked up for keep riding my dick without a helmet, little boy. So listen to daddy, go in your room, write some shit down, proofread it, then send it to me. And if somewhat funny, I'll let you say it out loud. But sorry to interrupt your butt plug and continue. And the U is just the letter U. The end is just the letter N. Then is THN. Plugin is PLUGGN. And then he goes, I honestly think you're trying to crack. I pray you're not, but I know you practically suck at almost everything, so I can't be surprised. So he was like, I know you're not trying to fight. And I was like, come by the gym anytime. Like, if I suck so bad, show me up and let's see what's up. Maybe I'll hit you hard enough that you'll learn how to spell. And then it just escalated from there. But yeah, so then I wanted to make like a separate post because we were responding on some other dude's comment, and I was like, this is fucking stupid that this dude's getting all the notifications. So I made another thing, and then he like wanted to bet about us fighting, and I was like, I'm not gonna bet you. Like, if you think you could kick my ass, then come kick my ass. Like, come to the gym anytime. Like, you know where the gym is. We used to train together anytime. And he was like, nah, man, how about $50? And I was like, is that as high as you can count, you fucking dope? I had some real killer lines, at least I thought. But, and then I was like, I'm not betting you. And then eventually I was like, you know what, fuck it. How about $100? And when I kick your ass, you won't even have to pay me. It's a win-win for you. And he was like, nah, man, fuck that. I thought you didn't want to bet. I was like, well, I changed my mind. Come by the gym any fucking time. And he was like, nah, man, I'm not coming. But I'm going to comment on all your shit. So either block me or just deal with it. I'm like, you're a fucking weirdo. And then I posted something the following day, and he commented calling me a pussy. And I responded with the Regina George gif that said, like, why are you so obsessed with me? And he goes, what can I say? I love pussy. Got to give him to him there. That was a good one. But, yeah, I mean, it was just some fucking bullshit with this kid, like, just saying the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life. And then I was saying, you know, how did you graduate third grade? Like, you should be forced to wear a helmet. That kind of stuff. I was being mean to him, but he's a fucking idiot. And he always comments the dumbest shit on my stuff, and I'm sick of it. So, yeah, that was what that was all about. It was no big fucking deal. He's never going to come to the gym. But if he does and he kicks my ass, then I'll pay him $100, like I said I would. So that's all I got. Take your fucking vaccine if it's available and you can take it. And Jeffrey Epstein didn't kill himself.